Hello and welcome, friends. In our last meeting, we have studied what is note making and note taking, what are the similarities and differences between the two. Friends, let's go ahead and learn something more. Note making is an important study skill which should and must be nourished in the early stages of school or college life. And in this connection, there are some authentic methods of note making or note taking. However, the selection of a method is dependent upon one's own personal trait, taste, and talent. So, friends, let's learn and understand some methods, styles of note making. In it, the first is table. Table is used to show classification, categorization, resemblance, difference, and matching. In picture, you will find how the information is presented. So you use it many times. Next is charting method. In charts, you will find bar charts. Bar chart presents categorized data with rectangular bars with heights or lengths proportional to the values they represent. By using it, comparisons among discrete categories are done. First axis represents specific categories being compared, and second axis represents a measured value. In picture, you will find it clearly. Students' favorite color on horizontal axis and number of students on vertical axis. So these bars are nowadays used in magazines, in books, sometimes you'll find in newspapers, etc. Then the next chart is pie chart. Pie chart is circular statistical graphic divided into slices to illustrate numerical proportion, and arc length of slice is proportional to the quantity it represents. And friends, pie charts are mostly used to represent percentage. In picture you will find one circle divided into 7 segments, and every segment represents a section of information. So pie charts are nowadays used in different types of books, newspapers, etc. Then flowchart. Flowchart is now very common to you because in your day-to-day learning, you will find teachers using it very often in classroom, and sometimes in magazine digests you will find flowchart is used to show the flow of information. So in it, step-by-step approach is used, and diagram represents workflow or process. And steps are shown in the form of boxes of different kinds, and arrows are used to show the order of information or the logic. Boxes are connected by arrows. In picture, you will find one assignment from our book Prana. In this diagram, you will find how information is presented there. Arrows and boxes are there. Some are missing. It's a type of also guided notes, and few points are filled there because the boxes were empty. You will do it in your assignment afterwards. The same information can now again be converted into a table. You will find it at the bottom. Then this is one diagram which will clearly show you the flow of information. If you carefully look at it, you will find it. Next is line graph. So it's a graphical display of information that changes continuously over time. Points connecting the data to show continuous change. Then there is ascension and descension based on data. To mark changes over a long or small period of time, line graphs are used. And you also draw line graphs in during your period of maths, geography, science, and from those you can understand how line graphs are drawn and when they are to be used. Here is one example: monthly average temperatures April to September, temperature on vertical axis and month on x-axis or horizontal axis. You will find the line graph going up and coming down. So for comparison, it is used. Then tree diagram. Next is tree diagram. It is very common method because you have drawn your family diagram to show the relationships. Then you will also find these tree diagrams in your books of science and geography. What happens here? Here the information is broken down into broad categories first, and then again they are divided into finer and finer level of details. By using tree diagram, we can represent sequence of events. Let's focus our attention on this diagram. Types of resources: natural, human made. Then they are further divided into based on origin, based on utility, and likewise you will find further finer division of information. Then Cornell two-column method. It is devised by Walter Pock in 1940s. He's education professor in Cornell University, and in his one of best-selling book, How to Study in College. In that bestseller book, he mentioned he mentioned this method, Cornell two-column method. It is very useful for high school and college level students. So hereafter you will also find it very useful. Now look at the picture and understand the nature of the method. So one page is divided in two columns. From left hand side there is 2.5 inches space, and from right hand side you will find more space given. So left hand column is called Q column, where questions, main ideas, diagrams, they are written there. And then in notes column you will find main lecture notes. When the lecture is going on, you can write notes here. You can use concise sentences, use shorthand symbols or abbreviations. You can use lists also there. You can put space between 2 points in order to add something little later. So during class, notes column is to be filled, and after the class, co-column is to be filled, and at the bottom you will find 2 inch space. 5 6 lines are again left empty there, and it is summary column. So you can write in full sentences a concise content of the lecture you have heard. So it is at the bottom. So this is Cornell note making method. Next is box and bullet method. A box is drawn for every main idea and supporting points are written against the bullet points. You will find in picture title, author, then central idea number 1, central idea 2, and bullets are given there, so you can write supportive details against every bullet point. Then pictogram. Pictogram is an ideogram that conveys its meaning through its pictorial resemblance to a physical object. So it is often used in writing and graphic systems. By using it, you can communicate concept in clean image. Data representation becomes funny and innovative, and it can perform many functions. So a picture, students, a picture words 1,000 words. So sometimes you can take help of it. Here are some pictures before you. You can study it carefully. Then outlining method. This is most common. Best for organized notes. Notes and thoughts are organized in structured and logical manner. It reduces time which is required to edit and review, and in short time more information is digested or collected by using outline method. However, it is less effective for science subjects. And another limitation is we cannot go back and insert information in outlining method. Example is here. You will find main idea, then subtopic, then example, then second main idea, second point. So here, by using Roman alphabets or alphabets of English, and then again using Arabic numerals, you can represent information. Next is guided notes. Boys, these type of notes are very important as far as your standard, your age and stage is concerned, because in examination such type of notes are asked. Content with key points or ideas missing is given to the students to fill. It's an active process because independent reading is done here, and student ends up with accurate notes. And research has shown that a considerable improvement in students recording important points is seen while using this method, and that's why it is very effective strategy to improve students performance by using guided notes. Here is the picture before you. Clouds, see some information is given there, types of cloud. Two balloons are filled with given information and some are not, some balloons are empty, so you are going to fill them later. Then non-linear, uh, under this heading you will find clustering, grouping of same objects or ideas, and then you find concept mapping and mind mapping. So concept mapping is relation between concepts, and mind mapping, you have already one unit, uh, 3.2 special on mind mapping, and you will get complete knowledge of it when your teacher will teach you. So here I show you diagram. Clustering, data of same nature grouped together. See daily life. Before work, what do we do? Get up, shower, dress, eat breakfast, bus to work. Then work during work time. Here are some points. Meal time, breakfast, snack, lunch. So this is how small related groups are used here. This is clustering. Then concept mapping is here. Civil war concept, causes and effects. If you read, you will understand the concept of civil war is represented here. Then mind mapping. Mind mapping, you will learn it in detail in 3.2. So it's a tree structure drawn from central point and then in branch outwards, used for planning and writing essays in MPSC, UPSC, or at some other occasion. And most importantly, how to make notes. Here are few tips. First reading is very quick. It's only a glance, and by doing it you are going to collect main points and sub points. It's difficult as far as your experience age is concerned, but it is not that much difficult if you practice. Second reading is deeper reading. It is for confirmation whether your points are correct or not. You are going to confirm them, and also you are going to interrelate them. So to check these 2 points, second reading is very essential. Then according to the information, data, you are going to choose a suitable or relevant method, and a method which will be easy to represent that data should and must be selected by you. Then you can use abbreviations with key. You are going to use your own words or language. You are going to use only content words, and you are going to avoid grammar or structural words like articles or pronouns. And then after, you write your notes in clear, clean, and in short manner. And in the end, the most important thing is to give a title to your notes. So friends, this is what I have to tell you in this session. Hope you will have understood. Then goodbye.